grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And today, if you've been with us since day one, you will recognize the voice on the guy that is sitting across from me. He was on episodes 1 and 2, and now on episode 107.
Yeah, nice to be back around the
Well,
table.
I say, welcome back, Brian.
You bet.
I say, we've been trying to get him on for a long time, and your schedule has been crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so we're hoping moving forward now he's going to be able to be on a little more often. So, but
Right.
yeah, so we, Jim and I were preparing for this week, and he came under the weather, so to speak, and I found that out Saturday. Sunday was, I can't go. So I'm like, I need somebody. So luckily your schedule was open and,
you bet.
You were able to come back out. So.
Yeah, you bet. It's good to be around the table again. You know, I think I'm a little more seasoned on these. I run into you enough to taste some stuff behind the scenes, but I'm looking good, looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. And we, one thing we've talked about for quite a while, and it's not this episode, but, you and I have talked about possibly doing we just affectionately called it a brews and docus type show.
Right.
Where, we talk about a documentary and try some beers. And I think that's something we're going to maybe look at doing, maybe once a month, once every couple months, something like that.
Yeah, a little special edition thing.
Yeah, just to see, if hopefully, if the listeners out there, if you'd be interested in something like that, let us know. Because, I think it'd be kind of an interesting little change of pace.
Yeah, you get some of those popular Netflix series that everybody's into. Hulu. There's the one we were just talking about.
There's all sorts of different channels out there I've learned that have documentaries on anything you can think of. So we're going to kick that around a little bit. But today I was trying to figure out what we're going to do for beers. And I got to looking, and I'm like, I came up with 6, and it's just kind of a mixed bag of beers. I really didn't have anything that really fit well with any of these, to do a whole class of that style. So we've got everything basically it's from 4.4% up to 11.2. And I didn't realize that last one was 11.2 until I looked it up. So we'll see how that goes.
We're going to do that at the last
We'll
one.
do that one last, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Get primed up a little bit maybe, huh?
Exactly.
It was a good-looking bunch of beer, actually. Though.
Yeah.
I'm always into the art. I love the looks of the cans and some local stuff here, I think.
Yeah, we've always talked about that Brian always says that part of it should be the artwork and even the bottle cap and such. Now, we have 2 bottles and 4 cans, so the bottle caps are kind of, and the 2 bottle caps just have the logos of the brewery on them, so they're not, but there's some interesting artwork. Definitely on some of these cans and the bottles too. So
it makes them look like they're going to taste better.
See, that's as long as it looks like it, then you know it's going to be. Exactly. Well, hey, we might as well break into the first one.
What do we
get
got
this going here? Get you kind of back in the swing of things a little bit. So the first one we have is by Big Kona, or I should say Kona, and it's their Big Wave, and it's Liquid Aloha.
Nice.
And basically, I apologize. I did not have time to print anything out, so I'm just reading right off the old Untapped here to give you a description.
Right on.
This is Big Wave is a light golden ale with a subtle fruitiness and delicate hop aroma. A smooth, easy drinking, refreshing ale. The lightly roasted honey malt contributes to the golden hue of the beer and also gives a slight sweetness that is balanced out by our special blend of hops. So it should be pretty mellow, I'm sure.
I like that honey, honey dew or honey. That sounds good.
Honeydew, that's a list that you get typically. Or you're talking the honeydew melon.
Yeah, or what they're in that description.
Color-wise, it looks like kind of a normal-looking beer, so to speak.
Yeah, not real dark at all.
Beer color.
Yeah, it looks like beer.
Yeah.
Looks like beer.
You can smell the hops. There's a little bit of a hop smell to it.
A lot of hop there.
Boy, I don't know. I don't get a whole lot. You get some hop on the flavor, but not a whole lot.
No.
When you first smelled it, it smelled like it was going to be hoppier. Or, the flavor would be a little hoppier. But it's not bad. I could see possibly a lawnmower beer.
Yeah. It's refreshing, I guess. I'm waiting for the honey. I mean, you do get a little bit of the sweet as it fades, but not a lot of it. Not a lot.
It's funny because I'm usually not a real big fan of like your Honey Weiss or those kind of beer. They always got a weird taste to them. But this one, I really don't taste a lot of honey to it.
No.
So it must be a pretty small amount that they use in there.
I do get a little bit of some sweetness at the end, though. As it's fading out, I get a little bit on the...
Kind of like the very finish?
Very, very finished.
Yeah.
At the end.
I can taste that too, yeah.
Yeah, but that's about the only other flavor you get.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't a whole lot else.
I guess Liquid Aloha, when I was in Hawaii, when Susie and I went there to watch our daughter play basketball over Thanksgiving, it didn't really taste like that.
You had some of that?
A Liquid Aloha. Aloha didn't taste like this.
No. Have you had this in the past?
I have had this one in the past. It's we were actually talking about going to the brewery when we were there, but it was It was a little ways out, and I didn't know how much an Uber would be to go from the hotel over out there and back, because it was probably a good 8-10 miles from where we were at.
I'm really surprised you didn't go.
We went to 2 other breweries.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we went to Maui Brewing, which we actually did a episode from, Susie and I did.
Oh, nice.
And then we went to Waikiki Brewing, and I've got all our notes. We have not recorded we were going to do a wrap-up show there, and then, of course, got busy and couldn't, we didn't get it done, the episode, but I've got all our notes on the beers. And there, between those two, honestly, I think Waikiki, the beer was a little bit better. Their food was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, dang, so, I mean, that was one of those places that I was going to let everybody know, if you're there, you got to go there, because that's one of the few, I'll probably count them on one hand where the beer and the food are both extremely good.
Right.
And theirs was, and it was just like, man.
At the brewery. The restaurant, food, the whole 9 yards.
Yep. And it was something. And that one, we decided we were going to walk to, we walked to both of them, but like Maui Brewing from our hotel was probably, I don't know, just four blocks maybe.
Nice.
And Waikiki Brewing was probably a little over a mile, so it wasn't bad.
Right.
But we went through, and I can't remember how many beers they had on tap. I think it was 14. And
oh, wow, yeah.
I ended up, they just brought me the rest of them. Here you go. Might as well try them all.
I'm sure you didn't look like a tourist.
No. They knew I was kind of a big deal. When we got there, I think.
I mean, you gave them a preemptive, hey, we're going to be in town.
No, they looked it up and saw that. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
But no, it was really cool. So
yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
I guess, for your opinion, I guess what, for a score, you remember our scoring, 0 to 5 by 1/10 of a point. What, what are you thinking?
To me, it's an average. I mean, it's 2.5, 2.7, I mean, if I would just want to keep it simple, I wouldn't give it a 3.
No. So you're thinking like a 2.5?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
I think so.
Exactly what I'm doing. Just, it's good.
Yeah.
Ice cold on a hot day, it's probably really good. Like I said, kind of a lawnmower beer.
Right.
Other than that, I guess I was expecting a little bit more,
Right.
And like you said, you do get a very faint kind of a sweetness on the very finish, but not.
No honey. I didn't get any honey out of that. No, just a little bit at the end there on the lips a little bit, but meh.
Meh. If somebody goes, hey, you want one of these? Yeah, okay.
All right. Is that all you got?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're looking in their cooler. Is that all you got? Or is that's just to, get the whistle going, right?
Right. It's a warm-up one. I wonder if that one might become a little more full, warmer.
Well,
possibly.
We got a little bit left. We can try it. I'm worried that one, it'll just going to get warm.
Just get warm. All right.
I don't know. We'll try it, though. We do have a little bit left, and we'll see. Right. But like I said, it's not offensive at all. I mean, this would be one, I think, if there's people that have never tried a craft beer, they could drink this one.
Yeah, it's a good starter out. Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
totally.
and that's one thing that like Jim and I have been talking about, trying to let people know if they're new that you could drink this beer, and some of them it's like, I wouldn't start with, if you've never had one, I wouldn't drink that one, but this one would be easy peasy, I think.
Yep. Yep. That's a good entry beer. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're new to the game.
Exactly. Yep. That's what I think. So if you see it out there, don't be afraid of it. You know, it's it'll definitely be one that you could enjoy, or at least try.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up the next beer as we're talking, and they reused the UPC code, so it came up to a whole different beer. So I got.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Nice. But hey, you know what happens.
What was that last one again? That was Kona, the big wave.
Yep.
Liquid Aloha.
And they've got, you know, a pretty decent selection. You can find them around a lot. You know, because they do actually have breweries. They do have one, like I said, in Hawaii, but they have other ones like in the continental U.S. too.
Oh, no doubt.
So they distribute really all over the country. So pretty much anywhere where you're at,
it's got a neat look to it. I mean, there's actually like raised stenciling on the bottle that says Liquid Aloha. I like that stuff, man. Like you said earlier,
it kind of separates.
I really do, man.
You know, that really does separate it from like the other bottle that we have sitting here. It's more of just a plain bottle.
Yeah.
Where something like that, it separates them.
I mean, it takes a lot, doesn't it, to make it their own glass? I mean, that's a whole thing.
You would think it would add some cost to it, maybe.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
So, nice.
Well, does that change your score?
No. Nope. I just think it's pleasant looking.
You were just going to bring it up because
it's Hawaiian.
Exactly.
It's light blue.
Yep. And it's got like the flowers and the waves, and
it's almost like Finding Nemo, font look. Yeah. I like the look.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it definitely kind of does have that look to it.
Hawaiianish.
So. Yeah, there you go. Hawaiianish. That's the technical word for it.
Yeah.
So the next beer that we got, now this is a totally different style because the last one, was pretty. This one is a fruited sour.
Okay, Jim would love that.
Jim would love it. This is from 608 Brewing, and that's out of La Crosse, Wisconsin.
You bet.
This one, I got to figure out how we're going to describe this because this is their Too Hot for Chancellor is the name of this beer.
A little inside there.
Yeah. They actually first came out with this. Now, I think it was in 22 or 23? Might have been 23. And it was brought back by popular demand at the end of this last year and this year. Now, for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with it, if you go online and just look up UWL Chancellor, it's probably going to pop up right at the top of the story list.
Right.
Let's just say there was some, I don't know, how would you say it? Difference of opinion on some activities, I guess.
Yeah, extracurricular, out of school activity.
Yes, I guess we'll probably leave it at that.
Right. I think you have to pay.
There was I think there might have been a fee involved.
Right.
So,
Too Hot for Chancellor.
Too Hot for Chancellor.
I love it.
And what this is, well, and on Untapped it says, backed by popular demand, the infamous fruited sour with apricot, cherry, peach, and vanilla. So this will be interesting to see if we can actually pick out, because that's the one thing I've noticed lately. Well, I'm sure you have too. A lot of these sours aren't sour anymore, and sometimes they put so much stuff in it that it's hard to pick out the flavor.
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing. The sour is going to overwhelm the vanilla.
Yeah.
Or they put the vanilla in to round out the sour.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a darker looking one.
And I'm trying to think. It's almost the color of
apricot.
Like apricot color, yeah.
Yep.
White head on it.
Never hurt anybody.
No. Boy, it smells sweet.
Well, it ain't bad. For a sour, it's not that bad.
I don't think I'd want too many of them. I think I might get heartburn from it.
Right.
But boy, I'm trying to, okay, so apricot, cherry, peach, and vanilla.
I'm getting almost all of it, man.
It's kind of surprising.
It surprised me big time. I'm getting almost all of that.
Starts off, I definitely get the apricot. Mm-hmm. On the finish, I get the vanilla. On that very end of the flavor.
Yeah.
Cherry is,
It's there. That's there too.
The only one I think I might be missing yet is the peach, but that could be with that apricot in the first part of it.
Yeah,
too.
right. That's got a lot going on, man.
It's a busy beer, but it is not bad.
But it subtly goes through all the flavors.
Yeah,
it really does.
I'm
not a huge sour guy either. I'm not.
Right. Well, typically I'm not going to be that's not going to be my first choice typically. Now, I did go through that year where I made it my first choice so I could stand them. And then they went and switched the formula on me, and it's all sweet now. So
is that right? Well, this is sweet for sure, too. I mean, it's rich. It's got a richness to it.
Oh,
it's good, man.
Yeah, I say you can still find the ones that are, I should say, tart, where it kind of hurts your jaw.
Yeah.
But those are fewer and farther between than what these are. Because I'm sure this style is way more popular than the really tart, hard to drink ones.
Right.
So
this is more appealing, I think, to a more mass scenario.
Yep, I would agree with you.
What's the alcohol content on that?
This one, it is 5%.
5%.
So it's a little bit stronger than the Kona, but it definitely has a lot more flavor to it.
It blows that Hawaii-ish beer out of the water. I really actually like it. I am surprised.
I was going to say, it's one of those where it's like, you hate to say it, but it's not bad,
It really isn't. I still don't think Jim would be thrilled with it, but
no,
it isn't as drastic as...
It does have a little bit of sourness on right before the vanilla kicks in, but it's not terrible at all.
No.
And like I said, the sweetness overpowers. It
does
more.
You mentioned earlier on the sours, a lot of times they're just super overpowering.
Right.
This is not the case. This isn't bad.
And when you look on our social media, you'll see the picture. And I didn't. Yeah. I'll let you. I didn't see the censored thing on there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll post a picture of the can by itself so you can get an idea. You'll have a pretty good idea what's going on.
That is classic.
I give him credit. That's pretty, we'll say gutsy.
I think it even looks like the guy.
It kind of does, yeah.
The picture of him running.
Yeah. I mean,
with a bowl of apricot.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's...
I can see why they brought it back. I mean, I think people would enjoy that. I honestly do.
Yeah.
Fruited sour.
Like I said, I give 608 credit. That's a pretty gutsy label.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
A local scandal.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. I like it. Veteran-owned business, too, 608.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I can go first on this one.
Yeah, shoot.
I think you're right. The flavor, I still kind of had a hard time picking out the peach, but that could be the peach and apricot could be playing together right away.
Yep.
I did like that the finish had that vanilla kind of an aftertaste. The cherry was right before that. The only knock on it for me is I think I'd get heartburn if I had an entire can of it. This is a 16-ounce can, so it's, you got a lot of beer going on there.
Right.
But other than that, it's not bad. I think I'm going to go like a 2.7. I think it's better than average. And I think most people could try it if they've never had a sour before.
I think for the category and what it is, I think they did an exceptional job with it. I'm at a 3.0.
3.0?
Solid.
Right. Nice.
Solid. Which I normally, on that style of beer, I heard it's hard to get above the average on any of them, really.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that one. And I got the cherry, I think, is what I liked the best out of it.
Yep.
Right through the middle of that, man. It was really good.
That's where I tasted it, too, is right in that middle part of the sip. And it was pretty it's good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
can't have more.
Look it up.
Yeah, look it up, man.
Yeah, and we'll leave her at that because that's
The backstory's worth the time.
The backstory would be probably to get you through that can.
Right.
So I don't know.
Grab a can and look it up.
Look it up and
enjoy. Get a chuckle out of it.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, enjoy the story.
Yeah,
so.
that's good.
Pretty crazy. So, I guess you've been keeping yourself busy and all that good stuff. Now that winter hopefully is over, you'll be getting back up to your camper as well. And,
up in the Cedar area.
Yeah, nice. I say
Buckhorn.
We'll be getting back up by Hayward. And hopefully the mice weren't too bad.
Right.
That's always the roll of the dice every spring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully. And then, I don't know, like the last couple of days, it's been nice, but like today it was fairly chilly and the breeze was kind of one thing I should have brought up earlier. And I do apologize. Friday is today. On Monday, it was National Beer Day.
Well,
and I have a question and maybe you can help me, since you were military. maybe you have a connection where we can somehow get something in place where it's a recognized national holiday where everybody gets the day off.
Yeah, right.
You know, and you got to drink beer. So maybe we can work on that.
I mean, they have a lot of days for everything else.
Exactly.
I mean, what's taking so long here, man?
Typically,
there's got to be.
Every day has about 18 holidays, I think, are associated with it.
Right.
But, of course, the only bad part is I'm going to say the same thing when it's National Stout Day, National IPA Day.
First we get the one, and then we can break them down.
Once we get the foot in the door.
Yeah, we get then the subcategories.
And we'll go crazy.
You know, like that commercial where they do your cousin from Boston.
Yeah.
And they show them in the different seasons, you know, reasons to drink beer. I love it, man.
Exactly. So, if we can just get one of those days, a paid day off, then we can try and get the rest of them in there.
Right.
That'd be perfect.
Perfect.
At least I think it would be.
I'm in, man.
Perfect. All right. So there's two. So hopefully if anybody out there is listening that agrees with us, let us know.
Yeah, maybe we'll put a petition up.
We'll get a petition. There you go.
Something.
Yes, we'll get a petition going.
And we'll send it right up.
Somehow I don't think we're going to be very successful, but it's worth a shot.
Right.
Well, all right. Well, let's move on to our third beer. And now this beer is actually kind of a newer one from New Glarus. It hasn't been out all that long, to be honest with you.
Is that right?
Yeah. And this is their Tailwagger Amber. And it has a one-sentence description on Untapped. Fruity, caramel, and eminently drinkable.
All right. We'll see about that.
Look at the dog on the label.
Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? I love it. I love
They got a whole bunch of writing on there, but it's like micro print. We'll see.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like a Spaniel or a Spaniel.
Or that's kind of what it looks like.
Yep.
So we'll see. This one is an amber, so it's more of that amberish color.
Yep.
Definitely darker than the first one.
Read that description again, because
fruity, caramel, and eminently drinkable.
Caramel.
Easygoing Tailwagger Amber plays well with others. No matter if you choose to bring some home or enjoy a brief escape at your local happy hour. This amber is the perfect companion, both smooth and approachable. Brewed with malted barley from Wisconsin and our cousin state of Minnesota. When days are short and work is long, this friendly greeting will set your tail wagging too. Cheers. It was right in where their logo started, so it was one shade darker than that.
So. It was a little run-on there, I think. I don't know. I took one.
I'm still smelling the sour right now, but kind of.
I don't know. Yeah,
it could be one. Yeah, same with me. Honestly, it's like
I really don't know.
There's definitely not as much flavor as that sour head.
No. This is compared to that.
I hate to say
that Aloha beer.
Yes.
It's kind of the same, a little
more maltier than that.
Yep,
that's kind of the only difference right now. It's just the malt factor.
Yep. It's just a little heartier.
Oh, what was the? This is 5.8%, so a little bit higher, but
caramel.
Then they kind of get a little bit, but
maybe. It's interesting. It's one of those where it's like it's not terrible.
No.
But it doesn't really knock you back at all. I mean,
right. I was going to say,
like that fruit, that second. Oh man, that sour.
That one you knew you got flavor right off the bat.
Yeah, everything.
This does remind me of an amber because they're usually a little bit more malt forward.
Are they?
Yeah, and usually they don't have huge flavor. I mean, for that style, this is probably a decent representation. I think it's one where I don't think anybody be turned off by it. Like, ugh, I can't drink that. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know if you don't like malty beers, but it's not like it's over the top.
No,
malty.
No, I think it's another good introduction type style on a craft. It's okay.
I was going to say that's kind of
it's just okay.
The way to describe it is it's okay. Again, if somebody showed up with a 6-pack, said, "Hey, you guys want one of these?" Sure, I'll take one.
Right.
But I don't know. I guess I was hoping it had a little bit more to it. But
well, the first little sip that I took, I was like, and then. Oh, no, yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, that was
right.
rinsing out my glass from the sour, so.
Right, yeah. Maybe, I mean, yeah, that probably
boosted it up.
Boosted it a
or
little
did
bit.
Something to it.
I should grab one. Oh, I got one right here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
He's got a water bottle.
Yep.
We didn't think of that through.
Well, you're not on location. You're on.
No, I'm at Brian's studio, so to speak.
Right.
So yeah,
it is just like another room.
Yeah, it basically is. Yes.
Yeah, shoot, I'll throw a number out on it. I mean, it's a 2.5 for me again. I mean, it's not bad. It's not great. Doesn't blow you away.
Now Jim
doesn't throw you off either.
Jim would be freaking right now.
Why?
Well, you can't have a tie.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. How are people supposed to know which is better? I'm like, it's okay, dude. It's not a big deal.
Well, if you want to look at it that way, I would say it's better than the Hawaiian.
So you go like a 2.6?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
I would edge it out. Absolutely.
There you go, Jim.
There's for Jim.
2.6.
Yeah, it is better.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I agree. I was going to 2.6 as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I think for an amber, it's where I think it should be. Typically, you see a lot more that tastes kind of like that, a little more subtle in the flavor, more malty. But again, it's close to average.
That's where the amber is characteristically more malty.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the amber part of it come from? I mean, just the processing of it, or
I think
the description.
Now, this is just my amateur opinion, and my brother Brian, when you listen to this, you can feel free to text me like he does every week. When I have a question, he'll text me and be like, "Really, dude?
You didn't know that?
You didn't know that?" I think amber it more gets the name from the color.
Yeah,
because it's that kind of that darker amberish color.
Yep.
So just like a brown ale or a red ale.
Right. Right.
And I think they all kind of fall into that same category where it's based on color, and the flavor on all of them is pretty mellow.
Right. It is.
So
real mellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not offensive at all, and I think people could drink it.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can just keep plugging along, or unless you have you have something you'd like to.
I'm good.
We already did that one. Sorry. All right, I got to look up the next one, and this one you probably will love.
I was looking at that one. I was looking at one over.
So this is also by 608.
Yep.
And this is their Udder, Udder, Udder Punk Maple Walnut Milk Stout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested to see how this is.
That?
I have not had this one.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really interested to see how this is. And the artwork is interesting.
It is.
It's like a caricature of an udder.
Yeah. Cow.
With tattoos and some piercings.
Oh, I didn't see the piercing.
Yeah. Again, I give these guys...
almost like we won't go Prince Albert on us here. But.
Yeah, I'll say this could kind of fall into that same story.
A tattoo of a bull on one of its teats.
Yeah, I mean,
That's funny, man.
I give them credit. They got some good artwork. Yeah.
That's classic. I like it, man.
It is...
The punk is back, and this time with a maple and walnut. Cheers, friends.
Now, this one is 5%, so it's it's kind of back down in here, a little lower than the amber.
Contains walnuts, real walnuts.
Walnuts, and it's a milk stout. I'm really interested to see how that maple and how the walnut, if it pops.
I don't know if I've ever had a walnut beers, but
I've got another one at the house that BK gave me. He brought it back from Kansas, I believe. And it's a black walnut, like an ale, really good. And I know Jim kind of didn't care for it, and I don't know, I thought it was really good for a black walnut. Usually has a really strong flavor, but this was really good. So, let's crack into it.
Let's do it, man. I'm looking forward to this one.
Like I said, I'm very interested in this to see how it is.
Dark.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a milk stout. Has that dark tan head.
Sure does.
Like I said, I'm hoping that the maple.
It's only 5%.
5%, so it's very drinkable, I'm sure.
All kinds of froth on that. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I mean, it looks like wow. It should be.
I can smell the walnut and the maple.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I can taste them both.
Yep, absolutely.
That's wild. Typically, I've always noticed, like if you have a maple beer, typically like the maple just way overpowers everything.
Yeah, right. Right,
and this is not bad at all,
that's
honestly.
a real subtle maple. And then that's pretty good.
But then you get that walnut flavor at the end.
Yeah. And then it kind of gets, to me, almost a little hoppy-ish at the end.
Yeah.
It's not there right away. I'm not a hop fan usually.
Right.
So it's not, but it's just a little bit at the end of that. But before that, all of it, I can taste it all right there.
That is crazy.
That's pretty good.
That's crazy. Because
you haven't had this?
Nope, never had this one. And like I said, I'm blown away by it, honestly. Just the fact that you can taste both those flavors. Because I thought, if anything, it's going to be super maple syrup flavor.
Yep.
And then you wouldn't taste the walnut at all. But
syrupy, kind of too heavy in it.
Yep. Because we've definitely had ones like that before.
Yeah.
I know you and I have shared one like that before. That was like, oof. Yeah. It was like you were drinking just maple syrup out of the jug, But boy, this is not bad. And it's
I like it.
A milk stout. So, of course, that gives it kind of that little bit of a creamier mouthfeel and such.
Right. I like it.
Yeah, that's
the best one we've had so far.
I would agree. We might as well just go right into it.
What are you thinking, man?
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised. I really like that. The fact that, like I said, that you can taste all the flavors and all that. I like it. I'm going to do like a 3.2 is where I'm going. Like I said, I still think people could, if you haven't had a milk stout, you should try them first of all, because they're typically a lot mellower than your normal stouts and things like that, or barrel aged stuff, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But
it seems to me like whenever I've had the stouts, they're always flavor. I mean, there's always packed with something, good flavor. Most of them have been positive. I've liked most of them that I've had, but I mean the creaminess side of it,
Yep. And typically your stouts, especially your barrel aged stuff, you want to have it a little bit warmer. Where this one, I think, when it warms up, because it's getting pretty close to where I think the temperature should be, and if it warms up just a little more, it might have a little bit more flavor that'll pop out. But it's good.
Well, I'm right with you. I mean, actually, I like it. I'm even a little bit better. I mean, if it didn't have that little bit of little hoppiness at the end, but I'm 3.5. I mean, I really like it. Yeah,
nice
overall.
Like I said, I'm surprised.
I really like it.
I'm impressed with it.
And that was only 5%.
5%.
Right? Dang.
So you could drink.
Tastes better than that.
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, you could drink a few of them and not get messed up. Now, again, this one is in a pint can as well.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely take you a little bit longer to drink it, but I think it's good.
I do too.
I like that. Surprise.
Yeah. You were took back a little bit on it, man. You were just thinking maple all the way.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was going to be totally maple, and that's all you're going to taste. And it's not that at all.
I like it.
That's good. And the artwork, you got to give them bonus points for the artwork.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's almost better than the too hot for Chancellor, but I'd say not.
The story on that one makes up for it, I guess. So.
That's good, though. I like it. I really do. That's good.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'll rinse that out just a little bit.
I like the milk stout. I do.
Yep. Yeah, they're usually really good.
Dude, I'm still thinking about that sour, the fruit sour one, and how loaded that thing was.
Yep.
How good it was.
For sure. That was an interesting one.
Yeah, but this by far though.
Oh, so far this one I think is definitely above the other one so far.
608 Udder Punk.
Yep.
Maple walnut milk stout.
All right.
I think there's an extra teat on there.
It could be. Well, there's a lot of stuff on there that you're like, okay.
That's good.
All right. Well, hey, so we got 2 beers left.
Right on.
The next one, this one I actually picked up in Missouri and brought back. So this one you've never seen before because they don't have it up here
at all.
Not
available.
So this one is from Burr Oak Brewing Company, and this is their Harmonizes Mochaccino Milkshake Porter.
Well, the Harmonizes got me a little worried But then the rest of that, I'm like,
Well,
maybe
the little print says that this is actually a cocoa coffee porter.
Oh, I gotta like that.
So you drink coffee.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The only time I drink coffee is when it's in a beer. So their description on Untapped is Mochaccino is the second beer released in our Hoppin' Daz, D-A-Z. So it could be Hoppin' Days. I don't know how they say it. Milkshake series.
It's Daz.
Daz, that's what I think. It is a milkshake porter coming in at 6% ABV with Lakota coffee, Ethiopian cold brew, cacao, and lactose. So this should have all sorts of coffee for you.
Yeah, I guess. Ethiopian what?
Ethiopian cold brew.
Cold brew.
So I don't know.
I mean, that sounds good just by itself. Cold brew.
See? Exactly.
How does that look? Oh yeah, that's a dark one.
It's not as dark as the 608, but it's still because this is a porter. Okay. And porters are kind of like the cousin of the stout. They're not as heavy typically.
Looks great. I mean, it looks like coffee. Dark. I mean, it looks just like.
When I was pouring it had more of a brown color. But then when you get because we're doing our taster glasses and you can't see through it. I mean, it's dark.
No, you can't. You smell the coffee.
You can smell the coffee.
You know, this is under 6%.
This is 6%. Yep. I can taste the coffee.
Yep.
That's for sure. And it's always funny because. Not like one thing too, my brother Brian, when it says milkshake, what's the difference on that? Because that's always been something you see milkshake IPAs, you see milkshake porter, milkshake. Really? Oh yeah. And I don't know if it's, I'm sure it's because it has lactose in it is probably the biggest thing is what I'm guessing. But like I said, Brian, if I'm wrong, text me.
Yeah. Well,
let me know.
I'm not sure on how that would be tagged. Well, tagged to the I get that part of it, the
right
part of it, but that's good. It's
good. It's got a little bit of to me, it's a little bit of a strange finish. There's kind of I don't know what that flavor is. It's a little bit of it could be the coffee, having those two different coffees in there as well. I don't know.
It's the Ethiopian the cold brew. It's good. I like it. I'm starting to think I like it better than the 608.
Really? Wow.
I'm not 100% yet, but
that doesn't surprise me because I know you're kind of a gourmet when it comes to coffee.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of funny because when we go on vacation wherever, we're always we got to find coffee for Brian.
Yep.
And we brought back stuff from all over the place, like in the Caribbean and then Hawaii.
I'm getting down there again.
Okay, well.
See, my stash over there is getting lower and lower.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to wait till February.
No, a whole year?
Yeah, not quite. But,
not quite.
But yeah, and that's just funny because, like I said,
I like this.
I love the smell of coffee, but
you just
to
don't
drink coffee itself, I'm like, it tastes terrible. Especially, but
bitter to you? I mean, what is it?
I don't know. I guess it's probably just that it's a little bitter.
Yeah.
But in a beer, I'll drink it.
Hey. Coffee is getting like beer, though. The descriptions on these bags. Let me grab one. Here's the organic and fair trade peace coffee. This is the stuff that you guys brought back. Holiday cheer, medium roast, sweet and celebratory. But then it goes into, a mixture of this, a little bit of caramel in there.
And you're like, this is coffee.
This is coffee. I mean, it's not quite, the reward isn't quite the same.
Yeah. I mean, I can drink this and I'll get wired, but I'm not.
Oh, man, there was that death coffee you brought back.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I went through that one first. But
yeah, there's been some interesting ones. We always try and find from wherever we're at, let's find some that's from there, And, it's just kind of funny.
This batch was a great batch, actually.
Okay, good.
I appreciated it.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this. This is edging 608 for me.
Sure. So what, I guess...
Well, I got to go just a little bit more, maybe 3.6, 3.7.
Wow. Okay.
I could push 4.0 with it, but...
Then I'd say you were probably drunk.
Yeah. Well, we haven't gotten to the 11%.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the 11% yet. We'll hold that for that. But
no, I like this. If you're a coffee person at all, this would be definitely one to check out. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a porter is different, where most of the time, I think when we have coffee beers, they're a stout.
Is that right?
Yeah, and
just naturally.
I think a lot of times the coffee flavor, when they put it in there, it's probably like stronger. So they try and probably cover it up a little bit with more alcohol and, kind of that stoutness, where a porter's not quite as strong as that,
Right.
So I don't know. This one, I don't mind it. It's
a lot of coffee for you?
Well, no, not so much that. For me, it has kind of that little bit of a, whatever that on the end. Remember what I was saying? It's not really bitter, but it's just got a little different flavor to it.
Yeah.
So I think, and this is going to be our biggest discrepancy, but I'm going to go like a 2.9.
Is that right?
Yeah, I still say it's better than average, but I don't know. There's whatever that finish part is. I'm just a little bit.
Yeah. I gotcha.
So
Burr Oak Brewing Company.
Burr Oak, yep. And they're
Porter.
out of Columbia, Missouri.
Hoppendaz. I like the artwork too. Purple.
Yeah, and it's got kind of that ice creamy look to it.
Yeah, definitely.
On the back, it's got the milkshake. So
I
give him credit.
I like it.
Give him credit.
That's my favorite one.
All right.
For sure.
Well, that's because, you like you said, you combine coffee with beer.
Yep.
What can go wrong?
I know. It's kind of like, man, what a good idea.
Yeah. I wish I'd have thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. There you go.
I like it.
Well, we're on to our last beer.
Hey, this one sounds good.
This one will be interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it could be.
I don't think it's where it's going to be like terrible or anything like that. Is like I said, just going into it. First off, I've never been a huge honey beer fan except for meads. Meads are honey beer, and meads are one of the oldest styles of beer there is. But it's kind of a different process.
Really?
How they do it. So I don't mind that. But like I said earlier, your honey Weiss, your honey whatever, I've never really cared for it. And this is a Honey Bock. And this is by Lakefront Brewing, which is out of Milwaukee for the layperson. It's a Honey Bock a lager with honey. And but the saving grace is it's barrel aged.
I saw that.
That's when you're like,
I saw that.
And it says,
I don't mind bourbon aged, but dang, bro, that stuff can really
it'll get you if you're not careful.
Lager's heavier typically, right? A lager or no?
No, lagers are like a little smoother than an ale. It's a kind of a different process. Typically, these are kind of your lower. You can get them from 4%, 5%, 6%, but this is
most
11.
beers domestic people drink are lagers, right? I mean,
well, most of those are pilsners. Yeah,
gotcha.
So they're kind of distant cousins.
Yeah.
But this one is It's a German-inspired Honey Bock, and it was aged in bourbon barrels. Mm-hmm. And what could be wrong with that? As you know. Jim and I have rated a lot of bourbon barrel beers. You've had a number of them.
Oh yeah.
And this is in a normal size can.
Oh yeah.
It'll be
and I like them. I mean, I can't deny that I like them.
You just got to be careful because they can get you before you know it.
Not real dark.
No, it definitely has almost like a honey color to it, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
I'm sure some of it is from the barrel. And some of it's from the honey, but it's definitely...
Yeah, it's almost got a glow.
It's got that
it almost looks like honey.
Yeah.
Literally.
You can smell the barrel.
You haven't had this? You don't believe?
I don't think so. You can smell the barrel.
Ooh, that's different.
Yeah.
That's pretty rich.
I can taste the bourbon barrel, but I do get that honey...
Right away, too, right?
Right away. He goes, honey, bourbon.
Right, yeah.
Kind of honey.
Yeah. You're right, it does. It actually does.
I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely different. I mean...
My first reaction to it was, this is going to be really rich. And then it peters out a little bit on the richness. I thought it was going to carry out syrupy feel, but that's different.
That honey kind of mellows out the bourbon a little bit. It's not like a real, and I wish that it would have said what, let me look on Untapped, if it says what bourbon barrels they used. Here's the description on Untapped. It says, Honey Bock, a German-inspired strong lager, gets brewed with copious amounts of honey.
Is that a plethora?
It's like a plethora. Yes. Vienna, Munich, and caramel malt. After resting in bourbon barrels, this malty, rich, nutty, and toasty brew picks up notes of vanilla, oak, almonds, and pipe tobacco.
It's there, man.
Yeah, I should have read that before because it definitely. Well, it's funny that you said about rich.
Yeah, and really
that was
rich.
That is,
but I thought it was going to be rich, like syrupy rich.
Oh, sure.
And it almost like like a dry martini. It kind of dried out as it was going.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I was expecting it to be syrupy, and it didn't. It didn't do that.
No.
It's got a lot going on, dude.
I would say it sure, to me, and I know I say this a lot, and people are probably like, yeah, because you drink it. But it doesn't taste like 11.2%. I was expecting it to be a much stronger, boozy flavor,
Oh, but it does. You get kind of that, that dryness at the end that gives you a little of that boozy feel.
You do get some of it, but it definitely... It definitely seems to me like it's a little more mellow. And I don't know if it's because of the honey, if the honey knocks it down a little bit.
I agree with that.
But still, it's pretty impressive.
It is not bad. And you're not a honey guy anyway, but it's not over, but you can definitely taste it.
But in this instance, it's not a detriment.
It's a good
to
combo
me.
with it.
Yeah, it seems like it pairs really well.
Right.
So that's good.
Read that description one more time.
Okay.
Because it was the tobacco that
said,
got it.
Honey Bock, a German-inspired strong lager, gets brewed with copious amounts of honey, Vienna, Munich, and caramel malt. After resting in bourbon barrels, this malty, rich, nutty, and toasty brew picks up notes of vanilla, oak, almonds, and pipe tobacco.
I like it. Jeez, man.
You see? Look what you've been missing for.
I've been missing out.
Yeah.
No, I've been secretly drinking behind your back.
I'm really upset now.
Yeah, that's good, dude. That is good.
That is good. It's one of those you wouldn't want to have a 6-pack of it sitting watching a game because you probably stand up and almost fall over. But it's definitely good. Like I said, I've had, you remember Lexington Brewing, they have like the Kentucky bourbon barrel age. They got all the everything, almost everything they do, I think, is like barrel age.
Right.
And a few years ago, they had a honey barrel, and I thought it was horrible. It just tasted, I don't know, it was not good to me. Jim loved it. I thought it was terrible.
Well, Jim loved it because I
thought it was terrible. Yeah, now that you mention it, maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
You got to reverse psychology with it.
Exactly. If I hate it, then I got to say I like it. And then he's going to say, this is terrible. And I'm like, gotcha.
We could do an experiment.
Yes, we could. Yes, we could.
Kind of the placebo, you're getting the real thing. Yeah, right. Just do a little experiment.
There you go. But this one is definitely, my whole point of that story was this one has better flavor than that one did.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I like it.
It surprises me.
It's when you're looking at different styles of beer and different combinations of flavors, and I love the stout, the milk stout, and everything. And I have liked the barrel aged stuff. There's been a lot of great ones that I've had.
Right.
And this one, this is just beyond a beginner beer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you're not into the craft beer thing, this won't. It's a little bit more, but it still isn't gonna.
I would say if somebody came to me and said, hey, I've never had a honey beer or I've never had a barrel-aged beer or something like that, would you recommend this?
Or a 10% or something.
Right. I'm not sure just because of the 11%.
Right.
Because to me, and I think to you, I mean, like you said, you can taste kind of the bourbon, but it's not overpowering or anything like that.
No.
But I think, and I definitely know we've had some other ones before that you can't even taste the bourbon. And I think that would be more of a way to dip your toe in. Where this one, I think if you don't mind the flavor of bourbon, I would recommend it.
Right.
But if you're totally like, oh, I can't stand that, then I probably wouldn't recommend it. But But for us, I mean, I think it's good. And it's definitely a different animal, so to speak.
It is.
It's not your normal just hammer you home stout kind of thing. It's a good change of pace.
Yeah, I like it. I agree.
So what are you thinking on a score?
I gotta be. It's kind of two different beers. I love the coffee side, the one that we just did.
Yep, the Burr Oak.
The Burr Oak, yeah. The hop and daz part of it. But it's a 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah.
All right.
I think the coffee thing might have edged me.
Sure.
A little bit, but for 11%, it doesn't totally give you that alcohol taste.
Right.
Oh my God, I just did a shot. It's not like that at all. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Personally, I'm going to go like a 3.3. Like I said, I do think that it's a really nice change of pace to like a higher ABV barrel-aged beer. It's definitely, like I said, it sure doesn't look like your normal barrel-aged beer.
Right.
And it had that honey color to it. You do get that flavor, which, like I said, normally I'm not a big fan of, but boy, it works in this one.
It sure did.
And
I'm surprised because you were skeptical.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To start out with the honey side of it. Mm-hmm. And even, admit it, I'm not a honey guy.
So it surprised me.
It's good.
So, boy, I guess, Brian, there's our 6 beers.
I'm going to put a little more in my glass.
Go for it. We got some left there.
There might be another shot after this.
So, overall, I would say the two that I would say were definitely the best, I'd say the Honey Bock and the Udder Punk. I think, for me, those are my top 2.
Sure.
I think all of them were good. The most surprising one to me, and I know I scored it kind of down a little bit lower, was probably the sour.
Yeah,
honestly.
Me too. Oh, I totally agree with you. That blew me away.
Yeah.
Expecting it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And like I said, I think pretty much any of these, if you're new to craft beer, anybody could try them.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only one again is maybe that the Honey Bock might be a little high ABV for somebody that has never got into that.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, it does have the percentage of the alcohol, but the taste of it, especially on a barrel-aged scenario, really doesn't kick your butt that way.
Right. Yep. I agree 100%.
It does have the alcohol. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
It's a great color. I mean, it looks beautiful, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really does.
It looks like honey.
Yep, it's a good.
That color. I mean, it's good.
Yep.
So yeah,
shoot, man, I was a little disappointed in the Tailwagger.
Yeah, I would agree. That, and even the Kona. I mean, the Kona was not. I shouldn't say disappointed, but that's we refer to it as a lawnmower beer, where if it's ice cold on a hot day, you could drink it.
Couple of them.
Yeah.
Yep, easy.
Yep. And like I said, in the sour, it surprised me. I don't think I would drink more than one because I'd get heartburn from it. But overall,
God, that one blew me away.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to bring that one back for Jim. We got to make him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that the beer shop still has some, so I could get another can of it.
Yeah, you should.
So it's,
I think he might even say something positive about that.
He might. Yeah.
Jim
you never know.
Hannon.
You never know.
The Jimbo.
Like I said,
it's coming right for us.
It's quite the story. So, So awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for agreeing.
Thanks for bringing me back, man.
Yeah. And like I said, we're definitely going to have you back more because, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And we're going to, like we said before, ladies and gentlemen, let us know if you'd be kind of interested in hearing the documentary talk and trying some beers. Because, at times I think we Jim loves to do trivia. He's very mean to me when it comes to the trivia stuff. But I think it'd be
How did you not know that? I can just imagine.
Oh, yeah. But and his judges, which is him, are very picky. But, I do think it'd be kind of an interesting a change of pace to kind of talk about some of these things.
Yeah, right. What's trending, everybody's watching it.
Yep.
Or even if you guys, somebody told us, hey, check this out.
Yeah. If you know one.
BS about it down the road.
Yep.
Something.
If you know a good documentary, email us, text us, whatever.
Well, we're always, hey man, did you watch this one?
Oh yeah.
Like, no, not yet, but I will.
Yeah. Either you're texting me or I'm texting you going, dude, check this one out, But I
don't
think
have Hulu. Wait a minute. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Wait a second. So yeah, I think it'd be a good time. And like I said, maybe we'll do, every so often we'll do one. It's not going to be the whole show every week by any means, but we'll do it every so often and see how it goes. So
sounds good, man.
Well, awesome, man. So hey, thanks. Like I said again, thanks for having your schedule open to try some of these. Next time, hopefully, I'll be a little more prepared and have like an actual category where we can compare the same style. I like
this hodge. I did, man. It was a good. Actually, they all kind of. As it progressed, it all came together pretty nicely.
Yep.
And ending with the honey on the end. It was nice. It was real good, man.
Well, cool.
Real good.
Awesome.
Utter pun.
There you go. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. And like we always say, we hope your campfire's always warm.
And your beer's always cold.
See ya. Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.